Hi, my name is Lexi. Welcome back to my channel. Today I just wanted to talk about my experience with being on the Fasting Highway podcast. So I was so surprised when I got a message from Graeme asking me to be on his podcast. This was back in August, I think he messaged me first. At the time, I was about to move with my family, and so I said, maybe check back with me in a couple months after things have settled down, after I've moved in. And so he did. I thought he might forget, but he totally did after I moved and had settled in a little bit, but I was super nervous because I have listened to his podcast for a really long time. I love it. I've mentioned it on this channel before. I've also talked about his book, which is The Fasting Highway. Super love this book. If you're looking for some encouragement, he has an incredible story. I believe he's lost 132 pounds, and he's just a very genuine, kind person who cares about helping people. And that's actually why he started his podcast, because he wanted to share what he had learned with people, and he thought that this would be a good way to spread the word. And so if you're coming here from his podcast, if that's how you found out about my channel, welcome. I hope you find some help here if you're on your fasting journey. I particularly do alternate day fasting, so if that's something you're looking to find more information about, I've done lots of different videos on that. But just fasting in general is really what the purpose of my channel is, to support and to promote the fasting lifestyle. So I really encourage you to go check out his podcast. I will link my episode below. I can't make any guarantees as to the quality of my particular interview. I was pretty nervous. I am actually super low tech, to be honest. Like, I do everything as simple as possible when it comes to technology. So just talking to someone across the world on this conference call where this was going to go not live, but like I wasn't in control of editing or anything like that, was pretty intimidating to me. So I don't know how it turned out. I don't know if I'll ever listen to it myself. Graeme was amazing as usual, but I will probably just pick apart things that I wish I would have said or said differently if I listened to it. So I may never listen to it, but if you do, I hope you enjoy it. I hope that you get something out of it. And if not, just listen to the other episodes, because that podcast and Jin's Intermittent Fasting Stories podcast are my two favorite podcasts ever, especially for intermittent fasting, because every interview is a different person. Everyone has a different story. Everyone has different things to share through their journey. And I think that's what's really powerful. If there was one thing that I wish I would have had from the beginning of my fasting journey, it would have been listening to those podcasts, like hands down, because even though I had access to information and the science, and it was enough to keep me going, and I'm grateful for it because it got me to that point, but I felt such a comfort and a peace when I found these podcasts, because it was just so nice to know that there are these people all over the world who are living this same lifestyle, and just to hear all of the ups and downs, their struggles and their triumphs and especially the non-scale victories. I think those are always the best things to listen to, because a lot of us come to this lifestyle to lose weight, but then over time, and the more you learn and the more you experience and you live the lifestyle, you come to realize that it's so much more than that. And there's really just this great wealth of health benefits that you can access through fasting. And you hear about those things when you hear people's stories, some truly amazing things. And so even though like my own journey, I may not have experienced anything like truly life altering, like some people you hear about, I know that it has drastically improved my life, and that I have the hope of avoiding some of those things that maybe I felt like were on my horizon. And there's no guarantees, there's no guarantees that you'll avoid XYZ if you fast, or heal it. But when you hear these NSVs and these personal experiences, it really adds up. It becomes irrefutable, and it becomes very comparable to scientific proof, because you don't have studies on all of these things. You can't say that fasting will cure this or fasting will prevent this scientifically. But over time, there is just so much more evidence coming out. And when you hear, like a dozen people saying the same thing over and over again, and then hundreds of people saying, various different changes that have occurred after they started fasting, it's just really hard to deny that there is such a huge benefit of things you can't see on the outside. So that's my little soapbox spiel about why you should listen to podcasts. And I really do encourage you to go check out Graeme's channel and also Jen's intermittent fasting stories. Between the two of those podcasts, there are over 250 different individuals and their stories, and more coming every week, a new person every week. So it's really, really, really encouraging and fun to listen to those stories. And if you like to read or you like to listen to books, I do encourage you to check out Graeme's story. He's very vulnerable in sharing his experience as growing up obese and the experiences that he had as a child and as an adult with feeling very trapped in his body, and just all of the humiliation he experienced. I think it's always really refreshing to hear someone's honest story when they share those vulnerable moments that a lot of us are too scared to share. And so he really opens up about his experience and just his transformation. In his individual journey, he decided that he was a sugar addict and so that he needed to quit it cold turkey. So if that's something that you have gone through or you think would help you, definitely check out his book. I will link below Graeme's book as well as his podcast, my episode, which will link you to his podcast, and also Jen's Intermittent Fasting Stories podcast, because like I said, I just think that that's something, especially in the beginning of your journey, that could really make the difference between sticking with this lifestyle and giving up when things get tough. Because if you hear those stories, it's just something that I like to do on a fasting day when I'm maybe in the middle of one of those hard parts of my day, that really just kicks me into sticking with it and sticking to my decision and knowing why I'm doing this. So anyway, I wanted to share all of that with you guys, and I hope that you find some value in podcasts and also in this channel if you come from that podcast to here. So hope you're having a great week. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.